Welcome to Life Karma. Peace be with you.
Feeling the love.
Look at you kids with your vintage music, coming through satellites while cruising.
God, that felt good.
That was a very groovy beat, sort of an astrophysics kind of vibe going on there. Little astro projection.
A little outer spacey.
Little unlimited universe and dark matter thing going on there. Whatever.
Shoot.
Uh-oh.
We'll
Those
talk
are
about
sick.
that later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, we'll just put it right there, I guess.
Yeah.
God, those are sweet, aren't they?
Those are sweet.
We're looking at some sneakers for all those that aren't watching. But yeah, anyways. Man,
Sneaks.
how was your week?
My week was busy.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
It's not stopping right now. It doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't stop. The chaos continues. We got a week before the election.
Speaking of 1 week, as I crack my Mountain Dew Zero here.
To do zero.
Man, Mountain Dew Zero is so good. It's definitely the drink of the gods.
It's a tasty beverage.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about censoring.
Uh-oh. Censoring.
Conspiracy of the week.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me. Bring me your conspiracy of the week.
So here's the weird thing. The whole Hunter Biden thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if very many of you on Reddit. I'm on Reddit, but all the owners of Reddit sent out a letter to every moderator under every category.
Okay.
Saying you cannot post the pictures, video, or anything from Hunter Biden's laptop because he didn't authorize it.
Okay.
And everyone's like, wait a minute. You know how much stuff is on here from people
That don't authorize stuff?
that don't authorize it?
Yeah. Is that a double standard there?
So the conspiracy theorist moderators are like, listen, because we don't know the age of the girls in there for sure and blah, 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 we'll have to remove it. However, you can talk about it as much as you want.
Right. But forget the evidence. Yeah.
Forget the evidence.
Yeah. That's weird.
Because pictures stay in your head longer.
Yeah. They're easy to remember. Like the picture of that symbol for chaos on your Life Karma hat, which is totally bitching.
Oh, dude, that's why I love it so much. It's just how I feel.
Yeah. We have enough hats where we just wear different hats based on our feelings.
Yeah, it's serious. But that's how I felt like this last, about a week and a half ago, I sold all my stock and just let it sit in the account. By the way, stock market dropped about 1,000 points yesterday.
It came back a little bit, finished at 680, down 680.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Today was down 200, so you combine the two, it's 900 points, 1,000 points.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, so, but I just have had this feeling of chaotic, something's coming, something's going to happen, something is going to be almost thrust upon us.
Like COVID-19?
Worse. I don't know, just like something that's going to mess with your reality.
So bad mojo. You're feeling bad mojo in the future.
Feeling really bad mojo. To add to my mojo, I checked to the CDC's website today. I like to roam on there.
Of course, because you want to just...
Because I'm not
You know, we have 107 cases of the flu and 86,000 cases of COVID. Like, what's up with that? I'm like, something's weird.
Oh my god,
that does not make any sense.
It's insane. So guess how many deaths we've had in the U.S. from the flu this year?
Not many.
0.
Yeah, it's because everybody's dying of COVID.
Legit. It's on,
And usually
it's
we
on
have-
our website. 0.
Yeah, usually we have a bunch of people dying of the flu. I wonder how much mistakes are being made in this massive data gathering stuff.
Who knows, right? Like, there's got to be so much going on.
It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust sources because of the bias of everything.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very disheartening.
I'm just. And then the Independent out of the UK does a newspaper article on not wearing a mask is linked to a personality disorder.
Yeah, so if you don't wear a mask, you're cuckoo.
Yeah.
You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if you don't wear a mask.
If you don't comply, we will pink slip you because you now have a disorder.
Yeah. Well, just so you viewers out there, Brian entered my house with a mask. We took his temperature. He had no symptoms, so I allowed him to take his mask off in Life Karma Studios. We're good.
Nothing is further from the truth. It's like, Listen, I just want to think about this for a second. Even if, let's say 100% everyone knew for sure that wearing a mask helped, you still have a right to choose.
Yeah, but they're trying to take that away.
By saying you have a personality disorder.
Right, you're insane. So if you don't go with the crowd, you're insane.
Yeah, so you need to be checked in.
Yeah, to the mental hospital.
I mean, I think about it. They always say Trump's a bully, right? Which he is. But think about this way. Is not putting a newspaper article out like that being a bully?
No. That's just censorship.
Yeah.
This is all about, right now, I think our biggest problem is censorship. Censorship. I think that's what we're going to call this. We're going to call this podcast Astrophysics and Censorship.
Well, I think it's an intelligence issue, because if we were all semi-intelligent, we wouldn't allow for the censorship. Like we follow the censorship.
So Bo thinks there's three types of people. There's good people, there's bad people, and there's sheep. There's sheep that follow good people, and there's sheep that follow bad people. You're either one of those three things. And I'm like, there's some pretty cool wisdom to that.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of going back and forth in between all those two. But yeah, for the most part, I agree.
Yeah, people just, it's easier to follow than it is to lead.
Oh, it's completely easier.
Like when you're out in the bush, trying to go through the wilderness, it's always harder for the person that's cutting the trail than the people that are following. That's always hard.
It's so much simpler. It really, I get it. I mean, people like it. It's simpler. That's what they want to do.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's just having independent thoughts and critical thinking skills is not easy, because it requires you to actually follow what you believe.
Right. And censorship kills critical thinking. It kills creative thinking and independent thought. Censorship kills our freedom, I think.
It doesn't allow for it. It doesn't allow for, and let me give you a good example. For example, all the Republicans are saying that the Democrats are going to pack the court. And Democrats are kind of like, we might pack the court, right? Like,
right.
Okay. But here's the thing. If Trump wins, do you think the Democrats would be like, oh, yeah, it's a good idea to pack the court?
Of course not, because they won't have a majority to do that.
Right.
But it depends on what happens in the Senate,
right?
right?
I think packing the court is fine for them. Why would it not be fine for a Republican?
That was one of Trump's arguments was, hey, we're in charge now and we can do the Supreme Court. And everybody went all up in arms and was all mad about it. I'm like, well, they own the Senate and the executive office. They're going to get the judges they want. And, Amy
Coney Barrett
was sworn in last night.
Yeah, she was
approved and sworn in.
Yep. And then, so tell me this, though. So how can we as humans realize, what's some steps, I think, that we realize that we're being censored? How do you, because some people might read some of this stuff, be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You have a personality disorder if you're not wearing a mask.
Well, the first level of censorship is really in social media when your posts are taken down. Like randomly taken down.
So I'm going to try and put some parameters on this. So hate speech.
Right.
Should you be allowed on social media to hate, let's go down, gay people, black people, white people, any minority, any majority? Should that hate be allowed on social media platforms?
I don't think that's allowed in the press, is it?
Well, I think
whatever's allowed in the press should be allowed in social media.
But I think there's a difference between the press and social media. Let me tell you why. It's because people like you and me can't go write in the Salt Lake Tribune every day. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. So you can get wackos just filling the airwaves with lies. Well, that's half the shit on social media.
Right, but I'm saying, should it be censored? I think no.
Okay.
I think if you have a First Amendment right, if you're not hurting. Now, if you're saying I went to murder.
Right, if you're ensuing violence, that should be censored.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like, let's meet at 5:00 and go kick some people's ass. That should be censored.
Well, it wasn't censored on Twitter. I can't remember. The guy said that if Amy Coney Barrett got put into her associate judgeship, that he was going to burn the Supreme Court down.
Yeah,
but that was allowed.
Of course. Well, it's weird.
I know.
It's left to interpretation.
Right. So if you're going to be left to interpretation, then what can you really take down?
Right. That's the problem with censorship, is that someone may interpret someone's freedom of speech as violent and wrong and take it down, or someone else may interpret it to be perfectly wide open and free to express yourself.
Well, they didn't censor WikiLeaks. They didn't censor. Oh no, I forgot his freaking name. But yeah, they didn't censor other things.
You know what I'd like to hear? I'd like to have the social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all those people, because Google owns everything, don't they? I mean, so I would like to see criterion for censorship. So I would like to see 10 things that opens the door to censorship, and it to be clear criteria that if you can avoid these things, you won't be censored. But you know what? No one will ever do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, that makes too much sense.
So let's go over the definition of censorship.
Please, go for it.
It is the suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc., that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security.
Right. So in the 1950s, all sorts of promiscuity, bad language was all censored. Did you ever watch the show I Love Lucy with Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. Part of their deal was on the TV show, they had to show separate beds.
Yes.
It was part of censorship, right? And they were married and they had children, but yet you have to show separate beds in a bedroom scene or whatever.
Right.
Just really peculiar.
Because we didn't want to put bad thoughts in people's heads.
Yes, because if you showed them in their pajamas in the same bed, then somehow that was vile. But
yes.
I think censorship changes with the morals of society. So censorship is a moving target. That's one of the problems.
Yeah.
It's a moving target, and then where are the criteria? That changes from decade to decade, or from even year to year.
See,
right?
I don't think censorship should be dependent on morals.
Right. That would be, from the law's perspective, I think you're probably right.
Well, because like you have pornography, right? and you have to be a certain age. And so they put on their websites, right? You can't enter or whatever, or you have to verify you're this age or whatever. Excuse me. So I think that's why I don't think morals should depend on censorship. You just have to be warned about what you're looking at, because that could have an effect.
Like Marlboro smokes. These
Correct.
cause lung cancer, and
Correct.
if you do this, you're going to die.
Right. I just think that you can't say we're taking cigarettes out of the magazine. You need to say, okay, but you have to warn them, or at least let them know what we're looking at here.
But the problem is, what's the gauge? I mean, and what's the level of censorship? So this is just a hornet's nest.
It is. I mean, here's another good statement on censorship. Censorship is when an authority, such as government or religion, or I'd say a business too, cuts out or suppresses communication. This may be done because it is considered wrong, harmful, sensitive, or inconvenient to the government or an other authority. This can be done for different reasons. That's interesting. It's communication. They use it. They're saying if someone's trying to communicate with another and you're suppressing that.
Yeah, because that's suppressing freedom of speech.
Right, but we've found in the law that your freedom of speech can't, threaten harm. Like you can't go to a movie theater and yell fire.
Right. We had a censorship happen tonight at dinner. Bo was upset and used some vulgar language, and Kim looked at Bo. My wife looked at Bo and said, "That's not allowed in our house.
Ooh.
I ask you not to repeat that word ever again." Bo's 29 years old, and they're staying with us until they build their house. And Bo's like, "I'm sorry, Mom, I won't do that again." So she brought down the censor hammer in the Bracken household, because I can't use words in front of her either, and I'm her husband. So,
Well, that brings up an interesting issue. How much do you control on your own property?
you should be able to control everything, correct?
I think so.
Any kind of,
Trespass, because you can kick anybody off your property.
except for police who want to, do bad things to you. Or have a search warrant.
Yeah, search warrant's a problem.
Yeah, you have no freedom when there's a search warrant on your house.
You're not suppressing that.
No,
speech.
you're jacked up. You're just going to go to jail if you don't cooperate,
But I think censorship, though, brings down the intelligence of a community. Because you have to face hard ideas in your brain and in your consciousness to know who you are and what you believe.
Right. So did you ever see that movie with Tom Cruise and where he was a military officer And what was it? It was like there was a great scene in that movie
Where you can't handle the truth.
You can't the truth. You want the truth. You and who's the actor that was with the
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson said, "You can't handle the truth, man." And I'm like, so maybe that's the justification for censorship is people can't handle the truth.
But who are you to decide that?
Yeah,
right?
that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is
Right.
like when we and this goes to the whole reason why we started this brand and why we started this whole podcast is the censorship brings people down and it creates divide.
Yeah, it creates opposition.
Right. We end up hating each other because we automatically assume that, let's say, if you're a Biden supporter or Trump supporter, or if you support Christianity or Buddhism or whatever, that there's all these stereotypes with that. And that's where the divide comes because we've censored it, right? So if we've censored Christianity in our heads, not even open to it, think it's crazy, whatever, then you've now brought down your intelligence, I think, because now your mind's not open to things that you could even learn from it, even if you don't believe in it.
Yeah, how do you learn from someone else's point of view if they can't ever express their point of view?
Or if you're not even open to the point of view.
Yeah, well, a bunch of people are not going to be open to the point of view because ignorance is running rampant. So we have this pandemic called COVID. I believe we have a pandemic called ignorance. It's worse than COVID.
Yeah,
it's total ignorance. Pandemic is everywhere.
And COVID's bringing out the mental instability of people.
Yeah, yeah, and the ignorance of people.
Well, yeah, and I think those two things go hand in hand. Because yes, there's mental illness, right? Like, and that's a real thing. But I think ignorance is a mental illness, like in another way, right?
You
Not
can
clinical,
just be
not clinical.
stupid. I mean, you can be stupid and ignorant. Is stupid a mental illness?
Yes. I mean,
I guess it is. I don't know.
One's clinical and one may be learned.
Right.
I guess that's the difference. It's like depression is clinical, being stupid and
Is a
closed-minded
choice.
is a choice.
Yeah, except for if you were raised in a culture that was stupid and you were taught stupid. Like, how do you know what's not stupid when that's all you know is stupid?
I don't know how.
That's profound shit, people. Just so you know.
I just don't know with all the different realms of communication that we have now, how you could even do that. I just think of the Hunter Biden stuff. Like it got suppressed on Twitter, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But then there's that other website that's kind of like Twitter that's called Parler.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, it's all over that.
It's all over Parler, but not on Twitter.
But there's no lawsuits trying to stop it. There's no lawsuits saying, take that down, that's stolen, take that down, whatever.
Yeah.
There's no censorship there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder what that has to do with the universe and all the powers and all the limitless powers of things. So Bo said something to me. He goes, imagine you're on a rock going thousands of miles an hour through a limitless blackness in our universe. We're on an organic structure that's traveling thousands of miles through the universe. And I'm like, what does that even have to do with anything? I have no idea what that even means.
So let me ask you this. Do you believe the sun? So we all rotate around the sun, right?
That's what science says.
Right. Does the sun rotate around anything?
Well, I would imagine it does. I imagine this whole solar system is moving somewhere in space. Or maybe we're stationary and asteroids are moving toward us. I don't know. Maybe it's a traffic jam up there. Who knows?
See, this is blowing my mind. I was learning about this. So you have the Milky Way galaxy.
Right.
The sun moves around the Milky Way galaxy.
Okay.
And pulls us with it.
Okay, so we're moving.
We're moving.
Our solar system.
220 million years for the sun to go all the way around
the Milky Way. Okay, that just tripped my ass out a little bit.
How
are we just pebbles pebbles of sand
spinning around the sun, and the sun is going around the Milky Way? And by the way, the whole Milky Way is moving within space
around something other than
the Milky Way.
Yeah. Right. So this is like a bunch of planeting, spinning tops out in the universe. The ethos is just a bunch of damn spinning wheels.
So here's the
that's pretty trippy.
It is trippy, but
and then occasionally there's a black hole full of dark matter.
No. Yeah. So here's the best part that they said, okay, if the sun wasn't moving and the Milky Way wasn't moving, the Earth wasn't moving, we'd all get sucked into the middle and become dark matter.
Right, which is where black holes are. No,
dark matter. So they said the universe is made up of all matter. We just can't see 90% of it.
Okay.
So we're moving. The best way I can explain this is the sun and stuff is moving in sand. We just can't see the sand, right? So you're moving dark matter as you move in the Milky Way.
Do you think we're going to get censored?
Dude, I don't know. This is like tripping
That's some trippy shit right there. I think you need to do a hit of acid or smoke dope or have
Something,
some
right?
kind of, maybe I don't, okay, just a disclaimer. I would never recommend that to anybody, but that's some trippy shit right there.
So that's what dark matter is. It's the matter we can't see that we're moving through. Like space is not just space. It is dark matter.
Okay, then what is a black hole?
A black hole is, I think, when dark matter collapses. I can't remember. Let me look at that up real quick. But, dude,
That's some trippy. Now, why do you go down these rabbit holes? Like, this is pretty trippy.
So this is why Brian Arnold went down this rabbit hole.
I'm thinking of, I need to lose some weight and I need to write my next book and maybe if I can help somebody at work. And you're thinking about astro projection, mind reading, and all these spinning tops in the ethos. And
So here's what made Brian Arnold go down this rabbit hole. I'm like, what if all that is really the cause of global warming?
Ooh.
And not, I mean, pollution plays a role, but think about it. If we're moving around, just like the earth moves, right? Like farther and closer to the sun, and we have winter and summer. What if as the sun pulls our solar system around the Milky Way, we incur different types of weather?
Right. I bet you there's different weather when the dinosaurs were here millions of years ago. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Oh, man. Who thinks up this shit? That's pretty serious.
So the most understood black holes are created when a massive star reaches the end of its life
and it implodes,
collapsing in on itself. It's because it's no longer can take up the matter. So the dark matter closes it.
Wow.
But then where does it go?
It goes to the black hole.
It's gone.
It's called outer darkness in the black holeness of ethos of
Then it causes global warming.
Neverland. I guess if we were to enter a black hole, we would be torn to smithereens, like just instantly.
Or would you come out somewhere else? I mean, that's the weird thing is like the Milky Way is like a disk. I don't know how to explain. It's like, I don't know. I can't.
Well, Bo says you can fold space and shit. Like if you can navigate through black holes, you can fold time and space. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty trippy right there. I'm like, ooh, man,
Yeah. So this book, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, is like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? He's a total brainiac dude.
Oh my gosh.
He makes,
I don't understand how he understands. I don't know. But I don't know. But this book is amazing. Like, it's messed me up. It's messed me up completely.
Yeah, it's one of Bo's favorite books. He loves that book. I'm reading like how to be mindful and breathe, how to like relax and reduce my cortisol level. And he's reading astrophysics stuff, which is fascinating.
I know. It's just like, I don't know. Like, so, yes, I believe. What was it? Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Did you ever watch that one?
I did.
And do you remember how he said the universe is like folded up inside of us?
Right. It's the whole consciousness thing.
Yes. But if everything is made up of matter, including ourselves,
then we get in touch with that matter.
Yes.
Then where our consciousness expands and we become.
Where you can go where you want.
Yeah. You just sort of.
That's why
traveling at the speed of your mind or thinking or thought.
Because that's why I don't think there's any time and space.
Right. To travel at the speed of thought versus speed of sound or speed of light or.
Right, but like space, okay, the reason why we have time on Earth is because we have the sun up, sun down, you know what I mean? Like we need something. Yeah. But in space, there is no sun up, sun down. There just is. There's
just stars everywhere with solar systems spinning around the Milky Way.
Do you age differently in space?
They say you do.
Oh, man. That's
like 24 hours, like, 4,000 light years from now, 24 hours is like a million years here on Earth. Something like that. I have no idea.
I'm just like, you remember, did you see the movie Interstellar?
Oh, yeah, it's tripped me out.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Because, like, remember when he goes down into one planet?
Yeah.
Comes back and it's been like 40 years on Earth, but it's been like 20 minutes.
His daughter was a great grandmother, was 108 years old or some weird shit, like when the movie ends. Sorry to spoil alert there. When the movie ends, he actually connects with her.
So I was listening to this. I just looked this up. Do you age in space? And it says, so depending on our position and speed, time can appear to move faster or slower to us relative to others in a different part of space-time. And for astronauts on the International Space Station, that means they get to age just a tiny bit slower than people on Earth.
Oh, wow. Tiny bit. What is that, like 10 seconds a day? Is it a minute?
But what causes that to be able to age slower?
I don't know.
Dude, that blows my freaking mind.
Yeah. Whew, whew. It's a little trippy.
So wait, the farther I get away from Earth, the slower I'm going to age?
Right. That's the whole point of, that's Einstein. I mean, it's Einstein stuff, theory of relativity stuff. The further you get away, the less you age. Hence, if you go.
So why am I freaking here?
Because you have no means to go to space. How are you going to get into space?
I don't know, but I'm like, okay, because this is messing me the frick up. Because if I'm in the space station, right, and time to my brain is going at the same distance, but it's really not.
Well, what is time but the passage of events? So time is a man-made. It's a man-made thing that measures the passage of events.
No, but not when we have a body. I think it's what's the word I'm looking for? But it calculates basically the disintegration of our body. We're not Benjamin Button over here.
Really? Are you going to become a little child in about 5 years?
Yeah, probably.
You're going to be like, Emily's going to have to change her dirty diaper. Mom. That's some trippy stuff, man.
So, like, if I'm on Mars, oh man, now I gotta Google this. What if you
What's a day on Mars? How long is a day on Mars, right?
Well,
versus a day here?
It'd have to be aging, right?
Yeah. Do you age differently on Mars than Earth? Maybe is the search. So this could be our podcast from now on. The format could be looking up strange shit on Google. Make sure you're looking at the actual search, not a paid search, because that's censored.
Do not censor. Oh, by the way, we found water on the moon. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so I tried to retweet that from Reuters.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you.
Twitter's like, this article is not.
It's not substantiated.
True.
It's not corroborated.
I'm like, dude, they found water on the moon. They thought they found water on the moon 9 years ago.
Right.
This is not new.
No, but Twitter's gonna define what you know when you don't know.
Oh, I should put, does your body age differently?
Yeah, does your body. My body ages. I'm aging.
Oh, yeah, like this. To the watcher on Earth, yes. To a very, 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 very minute degree, time will move more slowly for you on Mars as compared to Earth due to the gravitational time dilation. In the reference frame on Earth, they are aging at exactly the same rate. They will always age at the same rate.
I don't even know what that
I
said.
don't freaking know what that means.
That sounded like a political statement. You say a bunch of words and it means absolutely nothing.
It's like, I'm for Mountain Dew Zero, I'm against Mountain Dew Zero. Like, what the frick does that mean?
Yes, I don't know. What is Mountain Dew Zero?
There's definitely more smarter people than us out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's something to wrap your brain around, is what it says. When astronaut Scott Kelly went into space and his slightly older twin brother, Mark, stayed on Earth, the age gap between them increased thanks to Scott's time in orbit. Bizarre, right? It also moves more slowly the closer you are to a gravitational mass like Earth.
Wow. That's fascinating. What does that mean? What is to be made of all this?
Well, isn't that like, what if Elon Musk is trying to live longer by going to Mars?
I don't know, man. Elon Musk is one brilliant and trippy dude.
I guess to me, it makes me feel, humbles me to know how small I am in this whole universe.
Oh, yeah. I'm really teeny.
Like here now, COVID, whatever you're dealing with, we are so infinitely small, but powerful.
Yeah. It's all relative.
But it's just like, the whole thing of outer space ever since a little kid just messes me up. It's just like something, you can't logically explain it at all. Except unless you're Einstein.
Yeah, because then you're really smart. You know how to do all that.
Yeah. But then it also makes me think personally, there's got to be a higher source, a higher being, a higher something.
Yeah, creator. Someone's orchestrating all this crazy stuff.
What if there was more than one creator?
There might be.
I don't know.
Matter of fact, our own theology teaches us there's more than one creator.
As I eat a gummy worm.
Yeah.
So, with all that said, Sam, how do you not believe in aliens?
I do. Heavenly beings who are full of love and light, truth, knowledge, wisdom, and power. You know what I believe holds everything together? Love. I have no scientific proof of that, but the atmosphere, the solar systems, the Milky Way, it's all held together and powered by love.
I think I just spit out some of my gummy worm.
Uh-oh. You're going to have some gummy.
I'm listening to church through Zoom, and all the church stocks were on. What is pure love? And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me.
No, and he texts me in the middle of this church meeting, and I say, we're going to wear you down over time. You will believe in love eventually because we do nothing but love you, my man. And he said, yeah, no. That's what he said. He said, nah, that ain't going to happen.
Why?
Like, son of a.
Why am I surrounded by it constantly?
Maybe you need to learn something. Maybe the universe is telling you something about love. I'm just saying, maybe there's something to it. Your logical mind refuses to accept that love has power.
There's no love in dark matter.
You don't know that?
Oh, I sure do.
No, you don't.
Because you can't measure it.
You don't even know what dark matter is.
Yeah, I do. It's dark matter.
Can you measure love?
No.
Really?
No, you cannot measure love.
Well, then you can't measure dark matter. You can't measure love
It's
by
outer
virtue
space.
of they're both the same thing if you can't measure them.
Okay.
That's one assumption.
For real.
Okay, that was completely stupid, but hey, I'm allowed to be stupid occasionally.
No, we're both very stupid all the time, I feel
Yeah,
like.
well, I used to think I was smart because I went to Georgia Tech. And then I'm like,
Speaking of, what were you doing for Halloween? You going to the football game, right?
I am.
Congrats. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is back in the day when I played at Tech, we had this thing called the Black Watch. Our defense, you had to be a member, you had to be like a badass to be part of Black Watch. And then the offensive line, we had this thing called the wrecking crew. And if you're a wrecker, you got these plaques and certifications. And if you're a Black Watch guy, you got black GTs. We're bringing back the Black Watch.
That's a sentence.
As we play Notre Dame. Here's the challenge. It's highly likely we're going to get our ass kicked.
I was going to say, what's the spread?
It's bad. But we got a young team. But when we had the Black Watch, we were badasses. We would win. We won a lot of games and were ranked in the top 10. And so we were a different program back then. The Black Watch was really something. Now I think it's just marketing. I don't know. Forgive me, all you Georgia Tech fans. I love Tech. I'm a rambling wreck till I die. But
how many Tech fans are they allowing in right now?
I think we're like 20% capacity. So it's like 10,000 people.
Hey, still something. That's good, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I wish you guys would play BYU and wreck them because I'm sick of hearing about BYU.
Last time we played BYU, they kicked our ass. So it's not a good thing. Last time we played Utah, they kicked our ass. I'm like, come on, people in the South.
Go Utes.
Yeah, the Utes. Have they played yet?
No.
They haven't even played yet.
No, not till November.
I'm gonna get tickets to that, so some Ute games, and then I'll take you and the kids. So
should we talk about these?
Yes, let's talk about the Zag Squire shoe drop here. What's this?
So this is the Jordan 6 Infrared. This shoe, I was growing up, I wanted this shoe so freaking bad. And I got it for Christmas.
Ooh.
Which is my mom said that when a shoe had too much black on it like this, I looked very slow when I was on the court.
Moms know how to just tear your heart out.
Yeah, I didn't care. So this shoe, I thought this was so cool when they had the tongue like this with the
it's very cool.
And then you have like this to keep your shoes nice and tight.
Yeah, totally.
So the sad part about it was I grew out of these shoes in a month and a half.
Oh, that's even double sad. Those aren't from your childhood,
No, these
right?
aren't from my childhood, but this shoe. So after my childhood, they did a lot of redoing these. But the difference was they would just put a Jordan symbol on the back with Air underneath it.
Right.
These are a direct replica of the originals because it says Nike Air and not Jordan Air.
Right.
But I think this is a beautiful shoe.
So how much does it cost? What do you have to pay to get something like that these days?
Let's see what StockX has them at.
He always has. Brian has hundreds and hundreds of exotic shoes, just so you guys know. He has a collecting sickness around cool sneakers, but this is totally cool.
I think the Jordan 6 infrared went up a little bit too because Travis Scott came out with his Jordan 6. Oh, so you can get it for about $350 right now. That's not bad at all.
Not bad, $350. Well, there you go for all you sneaker freaks out there. $350. So tell me about that. You told me about second part of your Charizard card thing. You had another.
I got another Charizard.
Another Charizard
from Champion's Path.
Right.
Dude, I can't even talk about this out loud. I can't believe I'm like collecting Pokemon cards with Henry.
I can't believe you're collecting Pokemon cards either.
So it's early in the morning. I'm like, I'm going to open up a pack before I go to work. Everyone's asleep. I pull what they call a shiny Charizard.
Shiny Charizard.
It's like a $1,500 card.
Oh my gosh. Think about it. You could buy 5 pairs of these for that.
I know.
Unbelievable.
And I'm like, and I couldn't, the worst part about it was I couldn't celebrate with anybody because everyone's asleep. I didn't want to wake anybody up. And I'm like freaking losing my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I pulled a shiny Charizard.
Oh my gosh. Pretty exciting. It's pretty trippy,
It
actually.
felt good. I told Drake, I'm like, listen, I think from a money perspective, Pokemon's better to collect because, for example, you can collect Trae Young or these basketball players or football players. But if they have a bad couple seasons,
yeah, they're done.
Their cards are done.
Yeah.
Pokemon ain't having any seasons.
No, it's not having any seasons. So you collect Pokemon cards. You collect
sport cards.
You collect sneakers. You collect watches.
What
else do you collect?
That's it for right now.
That's it for right now.
I was really mad. Supreme dropped a watch with Jacob & Co.
Son of a
$17,000 on their website. Of course, I was not going to.
I've been sending you text messages of cool Rolexes lately. Have you? I don't know if you've gotten them.
No, I haven't even got any of them.
They're really cool. I don't know what happens, but
I'm just stealing yours when you're not looking.
You can have it. I'll give it to you.
No, I don't want to get you. I want to steal it. It's more worth it if I steal it.
Steal it. Okay.
I want to steal it.
Yeah, you can steal whatever you want. I'm like, I don't have much.
Yeah, so we got to get some guests at some point on this.
Right. So we need to hear from y'all. Tell us what kind of guest you want on this show. It'd be cool as if we could get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the show. That'd be cool.
What if we got like a sneaker expert to come in and kind of explain their love for like?
That would be a good idea.
I could geek out with them.
We get exotic collectors. That's a great idea. Wouldn't it be cool if we could get Deepak on our show?
Oh my gosh, I would die.
I introduced you. We had an event last year. It was like a year ago around now that we visited with Deepak. That was sort of very cool. It was
amazing. Deepak.
Very cool.
Deepak has changed my life.
Yes. It's all about the mindfulness.
It's all about your consciousness. You never die.
You never die.
You will never die.
You've always existed. You always will exist.
Yes. Isn't that weird? In space.
In space, where there is no time.
So, a fun thought to leave everybody with. If we've always existed, as Deepak says, where did we exist before now?
In the nothingness, beyond nothing.
In the dark matter?
Well, Deepak says you existed beyond the nothingness. See, past something is nothing.
At least we think so.
Yeah. Well, so that's what he says. So the other thing, one of my favorite quotes that he's been sending out recently is find clarity in the chaos. And I'm like, ooh, the chaos symbol. Finding clarity in the chaos is that hat. And we have shirts with that.
Didn't we do that like 2 years ago?
We did, but it didn't get known.
But we're always ahead of our time.
We are ahead. We are ahead.
Like everyone copies us, I swear.
They copy us. I'm like, he had a shirt on tonight from Pleasures. And I'm like, did we do that? No, he goes, no, it's Pleasures. They copied us. I'm like, yes, they copied us.
Yeah, and I can prove it because we had it way before y'all.
We did. And then you blocked us.
That was like low class bougie right there.
Yeah, you blocked us, you fetchers. We're just trying. We're just trying out. We're just trying life.
We're just trying to be cool, guys.
Trying to be cool.
Wish we could be down there in LA with a shop.
Yeah, with all you fancy.
Kind of.
I don't necessarily want to live in LA.
Would you rather have a shop in downtown LA or Park City?
Oh, Park City by far. Way.
So cold though.
Super cold. Just to have it open in the summer.
What's colder?
Close it in the morning.
Park City or Logan?
I don't know. They're about the same
I
temperature.
hate Logan. It's so
Jake's
cold
like,
up
it was
there.
3 degrees here last night in Logan.
Well, then you need to find a girlfriend to keep you warm, Jake.
Yeah, he's not. He's too busy to have girlfriends. He's way too busy to have girlfriends.
Bracken Brothers Woodwork.
Yeah, he's in like a Bracken Brothers craziness right now. So it's cool. So we
peace.
talked about censorship, and we talked about the astrophysics and censorship. So
And sneakers.
and sneakers, and whatever. So we hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may you not get censored, and may you consider the limitless possibilities of the universe.
Good luck with that, by the way.
Crossing can get confusing.
Have a great week, people.
Love just to make